I'm Dr. Rebecca Brown with your Friday favorites, where I bring you some of my favorite things. Thanks for hanging out with me. Actually, this is one of my favorite shoulder exercises, and it's real new for me, so I'm super excited about it. It's an exercise that was developed by Dr. Kirsch, an orthopedic surgeon who had a shoulder problem he couldn't relieve, and he started doing this, and it's simply hanging. As he claims we were all designed to do, to brachiate, as he calls it, which is hanging from our arms, swinging from tree to tree, and we don't do that anymore. And so our shoulders become rolled forward and impinged, a really common problem I see in the office, shoulder impingement or frozen shoulder, rotator cuff problems. If you have any of those, this is a fabulous exercise for you. And if you don't think you have shoulder impingement, you probably do if you have any of those other things. It's a component to most shoulder problems that we see. And what this does, he's got a great book, Shoulder Pain, the Solution and Prevention, and some pictures here I can show you. This is the position of the shoulder while you're hanging. And what happens is the humerus, your upper arm bone, comes back and presses directly against the acromion. Your acromion process is a little knob that comes off the shoulder blade and pushes forward, and it's underneath the acromion that your rotator cuff tendons need to, your supraspinatus tendon in particular, has to pass. And as the shoulder rolls forward, it impinges it there. It narrows that space, and the acromion over time becomes misshapen and arthritic. So the humerus, you use your own arm bone to work like a fulcrum to push back against it. And over time, it can remodel that acromion, but it can give absolutely instant relief. This is a picture from a CT scan, which may be Greek to you, but this is the humerus bone as it's overhead, pushing against the acromion. This is the space where your supraspinatus and rotator cuff tendons need to pass through. And it causes no harm whatsoever to them to do this. Now, when you first do it, when I first did it, I'd had a shoulder injury and I couldn't bring my arm above this level. So the idea of hanging from it was impossible or almost excruciating. I started with just reaching overhead to reach above a doorway and grasp the molding, and as much as I could, just pull down. And it was eye-wateringly painful at first to do it for 10 seconds. And then the next 10 seconds was half as painful, and the next 10 seconds was half as painful as that. And within a few minutes, my shoulder pain was 50% reduced. And over the next week, it was about 80% reduced. So it had very fast changes. If you can withstand the discomfort, it's perfectly safe. You're not impinging anything in that position. Now, what he recommends over time is to hang for 30 seconds repetitively over a 15-minute period. I do about 10 of those, so it's maybe about 5 minutes of hanging when it's all said and done. Hanging for even 30 seconds is very hard on the hands and wrists, so he recommends these, which I got, which are called Holland hooks. We have these in the office along with a bar to hang from. And these simply slip on, and they're for, of course, hauling things, for movers and things. But they've got these great grips on them, and they're very quick on and off. And then you can reach up, grab your bar with these hooks, and simply hang down. And this makes it very comfortable. You can hang almost entirely by your wrist with just a little bit of hand effort. And it's easy to hang for 30 seconds like that. Now, I don't exactly recommend doing this on your own. I recommend getting your shoulder evaluated and see what's going on. If you've ever been to our office and had your shoulder treated less than 100% successfully, please come in and I will do a free evaluation for you to see if this is right for you, because this could be a miraculous cure for you. It saves lots of people from shoulder surgeries. It's good for frozen shoulders, impingement syndromes, torn shoulder muscles. I had a supraspinatus tear myself, and this is perfectly fine. I'm hanging perfectly comfortable, just like this now, where I couldn't even barely raise my arm, over shoulder height prior to doing this a month ago. So, but if you'd like to come in, or if you've never had your shoulder evaluated, please come in and I can see if it's right for you and help you along with some of the nuances of it, because there are some additional things that you should know and be careful with. And also there are some very simple exercises to go along with it. But I wanted to demonstrate it to you so you could see how simple it is. Sometimes the best solutions end up being the simplest. So it's very exciting. I can't wait to show this to lots of you. So please call the office, get in, and let's tackle all those resistant shoulder problems. Thanks so much for listening, and I look forward to seeing you next week for another episode of Friday Favorites.